Alright, got another little watermelon video for you here today, and this time we are doing mouse guns. So basically small caliber, small size pistols here. We're going to start out 22 long rifle, 22 Magnum, 25 ACP, 32 ACP, and then 380 ACP. And I think I might change the order a little bit. I'm not sure because 22 mag should do way more damage than 25 ACP, but anyways, those are the calibers we're testing today. Now, I previously did this with 22, 380, 9, 40, and 45. If you want to see that, check out the caliber comparisons playlist on the channel. And I have another one coming up shortly with 5.7 by 28, 357 SIG, and 10 millimeter. So if you don't want to miss that, make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you stay tuned to the end. Don't skip through the video. I should have a surprise cartridge coming up somewhere in this video. But here's the ammo we're going to use, guys, and it is literally impossible for me to get all matching brand and type for all these different calibers. So I'm going with partly due to availability and what I could find, and also what I think is fairly common and fairly evenly matched as best as I could with what I could acquire. So for the 22 long rifle, we're going to use this Winchester Silvertip. Forgot to mention in the video, but these are actually better suited for use out of a pistol. If you look closely there, you can actually see on the box, optimized for handgun use. So these are one of the few that actually go along with this theme today, and they're actually purpose designed to be used out of pistols for self-defense, if you can believe that, out of a 22 long rifle. 37 grain segmenting hollow point. So I've done gel tests on this one. Check out the 22/Rimfire playlist. Gel test on this one also gel test in the 380 playlist on that. I will be doing gel tests on this 32 and 25 at a later date, so stay tuned for that. But these kind of fragment at first, and then it's got a big chunk of the base of the bullet that carries through to a decent penetration, kind of like the 22 punch. That's what we're using for the 22. 25 ACP. Going to use this 35 grain XTP Hornady Custom, and I'll pull these all out and show you here in a second what they look like. Spear Gold Dot for the 22 mag. Got the Hydra-Shocks here for the 32, and then the silver tips for the 380. Alright, and there's all these up close. So there's your 22, 25 ACP, 22 mag. Again, I have gel tests on all of these except for the 25 and the 32, but those will be coming up. There's your 32, and there's the 380. So we'll get started here. I'm going to have the watermelons probably about 5 or 6 yards out there, and we'll have some footage from back here to where you can see me shooting them, and I'll also have the GoPro up close to get some close-up shots and hopefully some slow motion as well. I'm going to do a little target practice here to make sure we hit them right where we want. Obviously I tried to size these as closely as possible, so any that are slightly larger will be used on the slightly bigger calibers, and the smallest ones will be used on the smallest calibers. Alright, here we go with the 22 long rifle. My bullet fell out. Oh wait, it's because I'm stupid. I got these two LCPs here. They look the same. I tried to put a 22 bullet in the 380 mag. That was hilarious, and I wondered why it fell out. Alright, so we got the 22 one. Anyways, as you can see there, the Winchester Silvertip that I showed. Might take us a few tries. It's getting a lot of, I wouldn't say duds, but it's getting like light primer strikes. I switched to Federal Auto Match, and it shot the entire mag, no problem. But I don't know, the firing pin in this doesn't seem to like those Winchester Silvertips. So anyways, here we go. Might take a few tries. Might have to try a few different bullets if this one doesn't go off. Which, those work in all the guns I've reviewed them in, so not quite sure what's going on today with the LCP Max here, but hopefully it fires for us. Before we get started here, I got to give a huge thanks and shout out to my main man, John, for not only letting us borrow the range today to film, but also lending the LCP2 you see here in 22 long rifle, because I wanted a small 22 for this video, not my big honkin' TX22, but also the 25 ACP and the 32 ACP, formerly known as Boomstick. Go check them out. All right. I could have just not said all that because it worked. So there's our impact. Pretty centralized. Now let's see if anything went out the back. Yep. And there's where that base carried through to the back. So like I said, check out the gel test on that if you want to see what it really does. But basically it fragments and then the base carries through. All right, 22 mag. That's interesting. So that 22 split the front a lot more due to that fragmenting action as soon as it hits. And I mean, it's as soon as it hits. Again, check out the gel test on that in the 22/Rimfire playlist. But let's check the back side here. So yeah, you can see a little more damage out the back there. 22 mag is more powerful. Kind of makes me wish I did not use a fragmenting round there for the 22, but I honestly didn't know that was going to happen. So if we used the non-fragmenting, just used more traditional hollow point 22 through that pistol there, it would have been less damage than this. But I guess that's an interesting demonstration of the damage of that fragmentation there, because we're comparing it to 22 mag here, which is definitely far more powerful even from these short barrel pistols. And big difference. It made it look like the 22 long rifle was more powerful, but it's not. So again, the back side of this demonstrates that perfectly, where the 22 mag's carrying more energy out the back, but still. So interesting results, which by the way, like I said, I've done other videos like this, and I have a rimfire rifle version of this. Again, check out the caliber comparison playlist. But 22 mag out of the rifle just completely blows up those watermelons, but out of the pistol, far less power. All right. 25 ACP. I gotta say, it's not bad, because 25 ACP out of a pistol is actually, on paper, I believe, slightly less powerful than a 22 long rifle. A lot of people don't know that, but decent damage to the front there compared to the 22 mag anyways. And then yeah, there's out the back. So 22 mag is getting more damage out the back side than that 25 did there, but not too bad on the front, considering I know that it's no more powerful than a 22 long rifle. All right, now here we go with the 32, which I used to believe the 32 was closer in power to the 25 ACP than the 380, but it's the opposite. The 32 is far closer in power to 380 than it is 25. So let's see what this 32 does. Alright, so I hope the 380 does a lot more than that, because that wasn't much. Let's look at the back here. Yep, I think you guys will be surprised with the 380. Alright, 380. And yeah, that's quite a bit more there. In the other video where I did 22, 389, 40, 45, I used a more powerful 380 round, and it completely blew the watermelon up. So 380 is no joke, but you see the vast difference there between these, and that's kind of why most guys will, you know, say 380 absolute minimum for self-defense, because that's where you're really starting to get into the power. Yet 9mm is still so much more powerful than that. So, but you can see with these other sub calibers, you're not really doing a whole lot of damage, and that just pretty much hollowed out that thing. And there you can see the exit hole through the other side. And like I said, with some more powerful stuff, I completely blew up the last one. And there's out the back, still carrying a lot of energy. So 380, no surprise, hands down the winner there. So as a quick overview again of all the entries and the order that we went. So 22 long rifle, again, that thing did really well. The initial impact, because it segments, is what caused that. Compared to the 22 mag, you know, it looks like the 22 long rifle is the winner, which in a sense, in the first 2 or 3 inches, it definitely is, because of that fragmenting round. There's your 22 mag, 25 ACP, which again was a little surprising. I guess that hollow point probably worked decent for us, in a watermelon at least, because it did more damage than the 22 mag, even though the 22 mag is more powerful. There's your 32, which considerably more powerful than the 25, so I'm thinking that hollow point did not perform that well, perhaps. But I mean, that's good name brand ammunition, and that was the longest barrel, I believe, of all the pistols, so we were certainly not holding the 32 back, you know, on velocity or anything. And then there's your 380. So now, if you guys didn't skip the part where I said I might have a bonus cartridge in here, we're going to hit this with some 22 short hollow points. So here's the shorts I'm going to use. They are a high velocity short, 1105 feet per second advertised. You can see there a little 27 grain hollow point. And I'll have to single load these in here so that we can fire them. So I'll just put one in to start. We'll go down and take a look at it, and then put a few more into it. I'm expecting it went out the back, but let's see. I mean, if expanded, it might not have went out the back. Oh, and I'm going to say it expanded, because see those big cracks out the back? I don't think it would have done that if it was just, you know, a little round nose going. So I do believe that hollow point actually expanded. So that, pretty impressive for a 22 short. I mean, again, it's got to be because we got expansion, because here's your 22 mag, almost looks the same. And yeah, you see how we have, I think the 22 mag dumped more energy, maybe somewhere in the middle. I've gel tested those those gold dots that we shot out of it, and they expand excellent. So I know they're expanding through there. Yet the 22 short achieved that. So it must have took a second to expand and then carried the energy out the back, whereas the 22 mag didn't dump it immediately like the 22 long rifle did, but dumped it somewhere in the middle or the back, and then when it out the back expanded, didn't have a whole lot left. Because I mean, everybody knows the 22 mag is going to be far more powerful out of a pistol than a 22 short is, yet you can't tell by looking at it that one had way more power than the other. And if anything, this one might look like it had more power, even though it was the least powerful thing we shot today, due to the exit wound out the back being bigger. But that just goes to show you, it comes down a lot to bullet design, and that's why I do the gel tests that I do, so you can see what each individual bullet, how it performs in the ballistics gelatin, because you get vastly different results depending on bullet design. I think we'll just cut her there, since that 22 short actually did more than I expected. I thought we were just going to put little pinholes in the front and back. That's why I was going to hit it a few times, but that was a surprising result there. So I actually usually use those all the time out of my rifle squirrel hunting, and obviously they're going faster out of a rifle, but they did really well on squirrel and they fully expanded. I always had big mushrooms. I think I caught one once, hit both shoulders and stopped just on the pelt, under the pelt on the other side, and it was a big old mushroom. But I'm surprised that they're still expanding out of a little short pistol barrel there. So again, guys, for more videos like this, check out the caliber comparison playlist on the channel. As I said, if you've seen them all already up until this point, I have 5.7 by 28, 357 SIG, and 10mm coming up shortly. If you haven't been in the playlist, we do this with rifles and shotguns, rimfire rifles as well, different targets too, pumpkins. Shot these cinder blocks down here and more, looking for suggestions as well. If you want to get any of the products you see me using in any videos, like shooting bag there, steel targets I use, paper targets, target stand, earmuffs, safety glasses, and more. Links in the description for all of that. Well, thanks for stopping by, checking this one out, and I hope to catch you on the next one.